Depression can be a debilitating disability that can make you shy away from wanting to complete any daily task. But what is high-functioning depression, and what does it look like for someone who's dealing with it? Well, that's what we'll be discussing today. Welcome back, Psychos! Today we'll be talking about the 10 symptoms of high-functioning depression. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, as well as click the notification bell so that you never miss a video. Number 1. You struggle to focus. Depression, or any mental health disorder for that matter, can be extremely distracting. For people with high-functioning depression, they're able to push through this debilitating loop of emotions and numbness in order not to fall behind on their daily tasks, but they are constantly trying to refocus. This lack of focus is even more difficult to deal with when you can't pinpoint what exactly is so distracting. Depression is explained as a dark cloud that accompanies a jumbled mind, making it difficult to figure out what exactly is bothering you. However, once you have an idea that it is in fact high-functioning depression that you're dealing with, it can be easier not to get caught up in the lack of focus that accompanies it. Number 2. You feel like an imposter. Maybe you have no idea why you have this underlying sense of sadness and loss of focus, which can easily make it difficult to validate these emotions. In other words, people with high-functioning depression often feel a sense of guilt for having these emotions, leading them to feel like they are constantly faking their happiness. When someone is experiencing this type of depression, little things like acting happy in front of your children, smiling at co-workers while at work, and going out with friends on the weekend all seem really forced and unnatural. No act of happiness in your life seems genuine anymore, and you find yourself living and acting like you're happy with your life, merely just to avoid disappointing other people. This is commonly referred to as imposter syndrome, where you feel like playing it off as if you have everything together when, in reality, you feel like you could break at any given moment. Number 3. You feel like you can't prove that you're struggling. With this imposter syndrome, many people who surround someone with high-functioning depression often have absolutely no clue that this person is dealing with such underlying mental turmoil. This leads to the person with high-functioning depression to struggle validating that they really do feel an underlying sense of depression. And when they themselves don't believe that they truly are struggling, it makes it extremely hard to gain support from their peers because they themselves can't prove why they're struggling. So if you feel you're struggling with high-functioning depression, it could be extremely difficult to ask for help because you don't really know how to prove that you're struggling in the first place. If someone were to look at you and your life, they would think that you have everything together, when you actually feel like you're struggling inside. Number 4. You have a mix of normal and unbearable days. The difference between depression and high-functioning depression is that when you struggle with depression, it is a constant nagging feeling that debilitates you from your normal day-to-day tasks. With high-functioning depression, you experience a mix of days where you feel almost like yourself again, and then there are days that are extremely unbearable. On the good days, it feels as if you're riddled with your social anxieties and irritability, while feeling an increase in energy and a better outlook on life. But the bad days feel like you are constantly wearing a fake smile to hide your internal turmoil. On the bad days, it's a struggle to get out of bed, doing simple things like showering and getting ready, and your appetite is gone entirely, not to mention spending the whole day under a dark cloud that makes everything seem like a hassle. Number 5. You feel completely drained on the bad days. Now, everyone has their good and bad days, so how do you know if you're experiencing high-functioning depression or just a bad day? Well, with high-functioning depression, these bad days are recurrent, and on the good days, you don't feel 100% like yourself. The main symptom for the bad days are a complete lack of energy. It feels as if you haven't slept all night, which may also be true. This lack of energy is the main culprit for why the simple things seem so extremely daunting on these bad days. If you commonly feel a lack of energy with nothing to really fall back on as the cause, it could be a main indicator of high-functioning depression. Number 6. You constantly seek perfection. Depression usually makes you stop caring about important things because you're too busy focusing on getting through the day as smoothly as possible. However, with high-functioning depression, perfectionism actually plays a huge role, which can make the bad days even more draining and unbearable. People with high-functioning depression have a tendency to strive to make everything around them perfect, to hide from themselves the fact that there's a lot going on internally. They are constantly keeping busy to avoid facing these feelings that keep popping up because they don't want it to interfere with their lives or fall down the rabbit hole of the dark places we all have in our minds. This can further cause feelings of depression when things don't go as planned, but it also keeps the mind busy to avoid any further discomfort in the moment. Number 7. You find yourself irritable most of the time. Irritability is one of the main symptoms of depression. Everything is a hassle, everyone seems to be getting on your nerves, and the thought of how life used to be without this dark cloud could also trigger some irritable feelings. The absence of joy and laughter is replaced with an empty feeling and self-interrogation of why you feel like this. Everything may be going as planned, and yet you still have this internal void. This can cause feelings of guilt and unappreciativeness because no matter how much you focus on the good, you still have this feeling, and that can get extremely irritating. Another big symptom is severe mood swings, uncontrollable emotions, and lashing out on the people you love, especially if they approach you on a bad day. Number 8. Overthinking the past. They say depression is caused by stressing about the past and anxiety is caused by stressing about the future. So, overthinking the past can be a sheer sign or symptom of dealing with some type of depression. Maybe you're overcome with feelings of guilt about a past situation that you've buried deep down inside, or maybe you have the shoulda, coulda, woulda mindset because you're not where you want to be in life. Regardless of the thought or reason that keeps you focused on past events or feelings, it's important to get to the root of the problem in order to set yourself free. Everything that has happened was meant to happen, or it wouldn't have happened. Number 9. Poor eating habits. Overeating and undereating are both symptoms of high-functioning depression. Our guts are known to be our second brain, so it's no surprise that this type of depression would take some sort of toll on our eating habits. Overeating can be a sign of needing comfort or for being easy on yourself because of all the internal mishmash you've been faced with. Undereating is caused by the involuntary lack of appetite that comes with depression and anxiety. High-functioning depression is also known to be the source for eating disorders and body image issues as well. This is due to a need for some type of control in life because of the inability to manage this haunting dark cloud. Number 10. Sleep problems. Depression usually causes extreme exhaustion, but then when it comes time to sleep at night, you can be overwhelmed by thoughts and mental jibber-jabber that makes it nearly impossible to maintain a proper sleep schedule. For high-functioning depression, sleep problems interfere with overall energy and mood. Yet this is all overlooked because of the need to push through and ignore these feelings. When the brain is in depression mode, it struggles to maintain proper hormone cues like that for sleep and hunger. This is the main reason sleep problems are so prevalent in people with any type of depression. Each symptom of high-functioning depression ties into the next. Lack of sleep alone can cause a change in thought patterns, eating habits, and overall mood. So start to focus on finding ways to help the symptoms. You could be well on your way to getting to the root cause of your high-functioning depression. Well, that's it for today's video, psychos. Let us know in the comments below if you or someone you know is dealing with high-functioning depression. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more psycho videos. We hope you learned something, and we'll see you in the next video.